Previously on Antimatters.
The crew of the Drake went on many adventures. There was romance,
You'll never leave me, right, Jacob?
Of course, sweetheart.
discovery.
What the hell is that thing, Kane?
Looks like some kind of hyperdrive.
What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know, but it might come in handy. Betrayal.
Jacob, you fucking bastard. You said you'd never leave me.
Sorry, sweetheart. The galaxy needs me.
Action.
What the hell happened to you?
Kane and I were jumped, but I switched the artifact with a replica. Kane didn't get out in time,
We have to save him.
and I gotta get even.
Intrigue.
Dad? I thought you were dead.
That's what I wanted you to think.
Daring escapes.
I'm not going to be able to stop the ship.
So then what's the plan?
When I get the signal, I'm dropping into the atmosphere, opening the bay doors. Noon and Kane are going to have to jump in. Without stopping, I'm going to have to basically 180 drift the ship and take off without ever touching the ground.
Can you actually do that?
Only one way to find out.
Old enemies return.
Captain Noon, glad you could make it. It's been a long time.
Shut up, Garrett. It ends here and now.
The crew had to fight for their very lives.
What the hell is going on?
I think the planet's collapsing.
Nathan, we need extraction now!
We're never going to make it without a proper hyperdrive.
Will Noon ever return from his frozen prison encased in carbonite? Will Nathan finally get that hair transplant? Will the crew escape the clutches of the Kingpin? What exciting new perils await the crew of the Drake? Find out this season on Antimatters.
Nathan. Nathan. Wake up.
What?
Nathan, wake up.
What's up?
Well, okay, first off, the ship is currently careening towards a black hole. But secondly, and I promise most importantly, you slept in my room again. Get out.
Just pull the blue lever and push the button that kind of looks like a Pokeball.
Okay, I'm not a pilot, but that doesn't sound even like remotely right.
Can y'all keep it down? I'm trying to sleep in here.
Yeah, all these sirens and the shouting, it's really entering my power-up cycles.
Wait, why are you all sleeping in my room? Never mind. Never mind. Just Nathan, just move the goddamn ship.
Fine. I don't see why I'm the only one that always has to move the ship.
Because you're the pilot.
All right, fine. Just follow me so I can show you assholes how to do it, all right? So you don't have to fucking wake me up next time, all right?
Wait, hang on. Let me get my boots on first.
See, lever, Pokeball, done. See, anyone could have done that. Can I go back to bed, meow?
Nathan, I have to ask, are you actually a pilot?
I mean, I just piloted the ship, didn't I?
Isaac brings up a pretty good point, Nathan. Our ship doesn't seem to actually be moving any which way, just aimlessly drifting.
The only time you ever actually move the ship is when we're about to die.
I'm a pilot. I have a thingy from the Federation Academy that says so. It's somewhere in my room. I'd move the ship more often, but the computer and I just started watching Dragon Ball Z, so we kind of just spend our days doing that.
You went to the Fleet Academy?
Wait a minute. So you're telling me you and the computer spend all day watching Dragon Ball Z, and you don't invite me? I love Dragon Ball Z.
I know, right? It's like my favorite thing, like growing up, and I watch it. And the computer's never like seen any of it, so we just started with Dragon Ball 1 because it's like the beginning of the story, so you have to like kind of watch that. And 2, I like it way more in Dragon Ball Z.
Me too. Yes, that's correct. But I feel like it's like a huge novelty.
Yeah.
People give you shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for saying you like DBZ,
Yeah.
people give you shit.
I know, like everyone's like, "Oh, it's not an anime."
Yeah.
That's my like. Everyone's
it's
like, hey,
not
"What's your
anime."
favorite anime?" I was like, "Dragon Ball Z." Like, it's not. I was like, "It's a cartoon from Japan. Doesn't that make it an anime?" And then like people get furious at that statement. I was like, I don't know. Japanese people drew it, and then it moves. That's an anime.
Japanese animation.
It's a very simplistic and mildly racist.
Oh God, mildly? I don't know what your definition of mildly is. Popo, just I don't need to go into it. It's just Mr. Popo.
Yeah, Mr. Popo. Yeah, he's trained Goku. Great.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know, I think he's kind of lazy sometimes, but you know.
You know what the weird thing about that animation is though? None of the characters really look like any kind of ethnicity. Like Goku doesn't look Asian. I don't feel like Goku looks Asian, but like they consciously made an attempt to make Popo specifically obvious.
Yeah, everyone's like generic people or aliens.
No one else.
And he's pitch black.
The only race that's important.
Yeah.
Black.
They're like, you
So
can either
it's a
be a
concept.
human, an animal, an alien,
Yeah.
or black guy.
There was more ethnic diversity in the dinosaurs.
They're like green and brown and blue.
There are all kinds of races of dinosaurs, but there's really only two kinds of people in this world: people and the blacks.
That was worse than I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
People and Popo.
People and Popo.
Well,
he's
it's
like
not-
the only black guy.
No, it's not, because there's actually like a family. If you watch from Dragon Ball, there's like a long, lanky, like black-haired kid with boxing gloves who fights in the world tournament, and then he comes back again several times. Like every time you see the world tournament, that guy is there.
Yeah.
So they're acknowledging there's black people in the world, and they're being super fucking racist about it. He's like giant, tall, huge lips, and he has boxing gloves.
Yeah, like all black people,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you know, he's from America.
That's racist.
I don't remember that guy.
I can't believe that Nathan remembers that.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's
and one of my favorite things
Just because
about
it's human.
Dragon Ball and all that is like they did explore like the other characters. Like, you know what I mean? Like they talked about Popo and Korn and Yajirobe.
Yajirobe.
I love Yajirobe.
Thank you for bringing up Yajirobe.
I loved it. He was like moderately good in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Plus, because nobody had powers yet.
Yeah, which I liked it. But like, and then in Dragon Ball Z it was just Goku Kamehameha and Super
Although,
Saiyan.
to your point though, Yajirobe kind of defeated Vegeta.
He did.
He
did.
cut his
No,
tail
he-
off.
He was like the pivotal point of
Yes.
it. Like he beat him. Like no one else.
Like straight up, if Yajirobe hadn't been there,
yeah.
the Earth would have been
crushed
destroyed.
all of Goku's bones.
To be fair,
Like Gohan.
and didn't he deliver sensu beans too?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think he showed
Couple
up. He
times, I think.
gave everybody like that was his job in Dragon Ball Z, was just to give sense
Yeah.
to everybody. Like I think he's like the most important character.
Yeah.
When you think about
I think he knew that too, and that's why everybody kind of thinks he's the worst, is because he knew he beat Vegeta, so he's like, "No, I'm done, guys. You're on
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
I did my part.
I did it.
I'm going to
I already
relax."
saved her. If you only
I'm
knew.
sorry, how many of you beat the Princess Saiyans? I forgot.
Remember that guy that crushed all of Goku's bones?
Yeah.
I beat him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm going back here and I'm just gonna sleep.
He beat Goku, and I beat him, so that means...
I'm the strongest. You know, Goku
gonna
spent
go
months
sleep.
in the hospital in a giant body cast, and you know, I was fine. I drove home
stuffed
at the
my
end of the
face.
fight.
Yeah.
Don't mind me, and while you guys go fight every villain, I'm going to hit on all your wives.
Yeah. So I'll see you later.
Where does it, so when Vegeta's leaving Earth, he like crawls into his spaceship and tries to get away, and then like someone could like beat his ass and kill him, but Goku's like, no, let him go.
It was Krillin.
Something.
Krillin had Yajirobe's sword, and he was like standing right over. He was like, "I'm gonna fucking stab him."
yeah, and then Goku's like, no, let him go or
nah.
something, right?
Was that the
Is that
DBZ
what it
abridged
is?
where he said that?
I
I'm
mean,
gonna fucking stab this
No,
asshole.
That was the original. Yeah.
Unedited.
Yeah, they unedited. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Where did he go? Like, because at that point, the Saiyan homeworld's gone, right? So like, where does he go? Is it
Well, he went out.
I would assume he
That
went
was
back
when he
to
went out to
Frieza.
space, and
Yeah.
Frieza picked him up.
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah.
Frieza's ship? Is like
Oh,
a...
he's still like
Yeah.
working for Frieza. or
Yeah, he
whatever.
was still, like,
like your bitch still.
Employed. Yeah.
Oh,
Still his
okay.
boss.
Frieza healed him up, and then they came back.
Speaking of which, what was the like reasoning? Someone please explain this to me. Behind Frieza keeping them alive, him and Nappa. and
They were his
Raditz.
pawns.
Yeah, they were like
Yeah,
attack
but
dogs.
why though? Because like they're the only thing he's afraid of, Saiyans.
Yeah.
And he could easily kill them at the point that they were at. So there's really no reason to keep them alive.
Story point.
Like he destroyed their planet
Yeah.
because he didn't want any Saiyans, but he's like, oh well, these 4 is fine.
Yeah,
It's whatever.
these 4 I can. Maybe that's it. He's
Yeah.
just like I can handle 4. Can't
I think
handle
I-
4 million.
Yeah, and I
think-
feel like you can make the point that like he wanted to keep like Vegeta because he's like sadistic
Yeah,
piece
he's
of crap,
pretty
so he wanted to
insane.
keep the prince.
Yeah.
But then why Nappa and Raditz?
I mean,
It had
at
something
the
to do with
time,
fear.
like Nappa and Vegeta were like the 2 strongest. Like they were like the top 2. I don't know why Raditz was still around.
Like in the group?
Yeah, I think like,
Like,
Nappa
out of-
was like Vegeta's caretaker.
Something like
he's
that. Like, he
older
was-
than Vegeta.
he's
Like,
older,
I think
and
he's
he's
like
like-
his bodyguard, so it would make
Yeah.
sense.
and like they were out of like 3, 4 Saiyans left. Like they were the 2 strongest. So I guess he kept them because I don't know. They're good attack dogs.
Right. Right. The strongest of the Saiyans, but I still feel like if I'm only afraid of dogs,
Yeah.
only dogs can beat me. I'm not going to keep dogs in my house.
Yeah, dogs that
ever.
clearly hate you.
Yeah.
like it seems
But
it is a
They're
dumb
mad
idea.
at me. Yeah.
I killed their mom dog, so I'm just gonna keep them here.
Yeah.
And
Just
yell
keep
at
an
them.
eye on them.
Everybody-
Just kill them. What are you, a Bond villain? Like,
I have to make a giant long speech real
Yeah.
quick, and then
You
I'll
went
kill
to
you.
the only way to defeat my weakness is to keep it really close by me all the time.
And I'm going to explain it to you in great detail
Yeah.
how you can defeat
Yeah.
me. Because you'll never defeat me.
He really liked to live dangerously.
That's what it was. He was a badass.
Nothing could challenge him, so he just had to keep the thrill alive, just in case.
Also, I'm sorry, but the only actual like strong member of the Ginyu Force. The reason I'm bringing this up is we're talking about people that work for Frieza, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, but the Ginyu Force could beat them too, so you don't need them as like your attack
Yeah,
dogs.
like the Ginyu Force was like the special ops. You know what I mean? Like they were like his Navy SEALs.
But what I was gonna say is, isn't the only one who's actually a good fighter Raccoon? Oh no, wait, the one that transforms too.
Maybe
Cat
what it
Ginyu?
was is like
the purple one.
good fighters in the universe were like really rare. Like the Saiyans were supposed to be rare, right? It wasn't like they weren't just like just the Saiyans. It was like they were like Saiyan. Like the whole planet was essentially Frieza's like bitch. Like they were his attack dogs, the Saiyans. So like he just thought maybe they were such a gem that he didn't want to get rid of them. Just yet. He was like, oh, well, maybe I just have a couple of these guys left. Let me just hold on. Because, like, the Ginyu Force is probably somewhat rare, too, right? Like, he probably, like, most of, like, Frieza's general henchmen
Right.
were, like, really
yeah,
shitty.
they're grunts.
Yeah, they were
Right.
just grunts. It was like, oh, whatever, we'll just toss these guys in the garbage. But, like, the Ginyu Force was specifically rare. And then, like, aside from them, it was the Saiyan. So after he lost the Saiyan homeworld, he was like, maybe I need to hold on to...
They're collector pieces.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's like, I know it didn't like initially start out that he was like scared of the Saiyans, like Frieza's race or whatever Frieza is. Like they like had him, like
Whatever. They never mentioned his
He's
race,
just-
right?
He's Frieza.
Yeah.
They say he's like a space pirate, like a bunch. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's the race.
He's he's a space pirate.
Born in space, they'll die in space.
Yer. But like initially, like he had them as like their attack dogs, and like that was like, and it was like, oh, everything was great for a while, and then like the Saiyans, I guess, started getting out of hand or something like that, and rebelling against them, and then so that's when he destroyed the planet. But then I
This
still
is
don't
getting out of
understand.
hand, guys.
He's like, okay, let's
Let's pull it back a little bit.
And they're like, nah.
Getting all this Super Saiyan business out of the way.
Like, ah.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I just asked you to put a ticket on that illegally parked car. You shouldn't have blown up the whole planet,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Frieza's the good guy of DBC. Trying to stop those
It's all
Saiyans.
about perspective. He's like, no, stop. We can talk about this. Let's just talk through this whole situation. They only owe me like $5.
Yeah.
You didn't have to rip the king in half. That's how we solve our problems.
But yeah, no, I mean, to your point, a point a while ago, but I do think about this a lot, that I think Dragon Ball was kind of better than Z.
Yeah. And I liked GT. Like, I mean, it's like not good, but
You can just get out.
yeah. But see, my thing is I love cheesy, campy 90s sci-fi. And that's exactly what GT was. Like, they had like a fun little robot sidekick, and they're going from planet to planet doing
Oh god, that's
like
true.
nothing. Like,
I never
They're
thought
going
about
on,
that.
like a space adventure that's like half explained for like 10 minutes in one episode, and then just like, let's fly around space now and meet aliens and beat them up.
Yeah.
I liked all the the parts in Dragon Ball where they were in space, like traveling from like Namek, and then like, you know, like when Trunks comes back to Earth, and then like they're like, oh, Goku's finally back, like what all the weird crazy shit that happened to him. I was like really interested in like all the weird crap that he got into and the people that he met. I was like,
Oh,
man.
they did have some things that happened to them while they were traveling through space, didn't they?
Exactly, like it was
always
a whole
forget that.
thing, like, you
Yeah.
know.
And Goku's just fucking chilling.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I just rode spaceship from home now. What's up?
Wait, was that when he was training? That might be my bad.
Yeah.
When was he in the capsule, like being healed? Is that the same?
It was.
You remember that? He's in like a. I thought he was in a spaceship.
He rode a spaceship to Namek, and he was like training in there the whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was like Bulma's dad's.
But why was
Yeah.
he late? Oh, they hadn't wished him back yet. No.
No,
He had to
no,
heal.
yeah, he was because that's Vegeta like crushed all his bones, so he was in the hospital.
All right. Okay. Oh
And then,
yeah.
Jirobe of course shows up with Sensu Bean.
And fucking heals him immediately.
All of his bones,
Like,
yeah.
oh, these guys are idiots.
yeah.
Why don't you just do this from the beginning?
Modern science.
Yeah.
Pff.
No,
You
you
need
just-
her
you
beans.
just
Just drink a
you
little
need bean.
herbal tea.
Oh my god.
Drink it in. It always goes down smooth.
if you crush it into tea, it's delicious.
But yeah, I mean, I think why I prefer Dragon Ball is I felt like it was more about, you know, every episode there was something else. Like there had to be writing done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this guy wasn't just stronger than Goku. It was rarely that. It was
Yeah.
usually he had some sort of trick or there's something else going on. There was plot. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, there's something else happening.
I just like it because it was more about the fighting. Like, you know what I mean? Like they actually use like martial arts, like.
Or like strategy in
Or
between the
strategy,
fights.
yeah,
It
exactly.
wasn't just
And
like.
then in Dragon Ball Z, they're just like, okay, I'm gonna be Super Saiyan and Kamehameha. Like that's,
Okay,
that's what happened.
now Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah.
Okay, now Super Saiyan 3. Okay, now Super... Are you kidding? You're just naming him getting more powerful?
Yeah.
Like, it gets pretty lame.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think about, like, any other animes that do that. And
Yeah,
I
that's-
wasn't
that's
really...
funny.
Like, I know that's a thing.
Yeah.
This isn't, like, an uncommon thing. For some reason, I couldn't, like, pinpoint any.
No, I guess none are like
All of them.
blatantly
Really?
as obvious about it
What?
as like Dragon
Did you
Ball
watch
Z,
One
though.
Piece?
No, I haven't actually
Or
seen one.
Bleach?
See, okay.
Yeah.
Really, any anime that's got more than like 200 episodes
Case
does
closed.
that. Case closed.
I love
Edagawa
Case
keeps
Closed.
going.
He just hits the gym instead of solves crime. He's, just he's like a Jack 10-year-old.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Solved your fucking case.
Kicks down the door.
How old are you?
He's got those magic shoes or whatever, the superpower shoes.
The final episode of Case Closed is everyone's too afraid to commit crimes. He's just like standing at the top of a building, powering up.
Just like kind of just
Oh
glancing at
God,
people.
please! Don't make Conan Edogawa mad.
You see like a crook like eyeing a lady's purse, and he looks up in fear. He's like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah.
That's where One Punch Man came from.
it's him grown up.
Oh God, it's Conan Edogawa. It's like, I'm sick of these. I'm sick of coming to this shit like after it happens.
Yeah.
11 years of hard training.
It's kind of weird. That actually sounds essentially like the end game of what Light had in mind in Death Note, doesn't it?
Of just looming over everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Just-
No one can commit crimes because you're all too afraid.
Exactly. Everybody's just too afraid of him to do anything because they're all just like, "Oh God, Kira will just get me.
I like that
Take
show.
me out."
I kind of lost it after a little while.
Yeah, don't talk about it because I.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those shows I keep trying to watch, and I always watch from the beginning because I love the beginning so
It's
much.
so good.
And I only get to the same point. I get to episode 3 or whatever.
Yeah. I love it.
You got a lot more to go.
Yeah, no,
Like
I'm
it's
an
like
asshole.
it was like legitimately like one of the like only animes I was like in suspense watching. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Some people have ruined some stuff for me though. Like I know some things I shouldn't know, but
Like when he eats
Oh.
a chip.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Ruined Isaac's knowledge of his love for sour
I
cream
take
and onion
this
chips.
chip.
God
And eat
damn
it.
it. That says so much.
That answers all the questions I had.
Yeah, you remember that ogre thing as being really creepy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
man.
since we brought this up, I love science fiction crap, like Nathan said, and 90s science fiction. How'd you guys feel about Sliders?
Sliders.
Because that was good. I was thinking about that lately.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
You never seen Sliders, really?
Or are you talking
Really?
about like the pitch in baseball,
No.
the TV show?
Wait, is that a movie? I feel like there's a movie called Sliders and it has to do with baseball. or
Oh, are you
something.
talking about the tiny little cheeseburgers?
Oh, I love those.
Those are delicious.
We're talking about the tiny little cheeseburgers
is
that
that
were
from the 90s?
featured in the 90s show about traveling through dimensions.
That's how they travel through the dimension. They just eat a tiny cheeseburger.
No, this show is like the basis for like, I don't know what to say, man. It's too good. Like it's like the
super good,
basis.
man.
It's like the foundation.
Super good. I like if you haven't seen it, I really feel like you should watch it. But like, there's just a whole lot of really interesting things that happen, especially if you like sci-fi, like interdimensional weird shit like that. Like
I just like cheesy, campy.
This is oh my god.
there was,
I want to
think
hit you
there
with
was,
this.
There was one moment, which I feel like every Sliders fan like probably feels like they just want to like murder the writers of that show, where the group essentially gets to they get back home, so to speak. They get to a version of reality.
I think we need to explain the plot before we go into that. The premise of the show is this: there's a scientist who figured out a way to travel through dimensions. So there's multiple dimensions. First off, you have to be part of that.
Yeah.
And then he figures out a way to travel through them. I don't remember what the rest of their relationships are.
Okay, so basically, Remy is just randomly with them. He just stumbled upon them while they were out doing their shenanigans and got caught along for the ride. He had no intention of being there.
Kinda
The
like me.
girl, I forget what her name is.
Exactly like me.
If someone told me, I remember. But she's his like best friend who like worked with him at his like part-time job or whatever. And then the professor is his professor in school, who he's like trying to impress, and he's like showing him his work when like all the shit goes down.
Anyway, so they get teleported through to other dimensions, and for whatever reason, they're unable to find like the right one. So all they can do is keep jumping from world to world that are all slight differentiations on Earth, like how things could have happened or how things are slightly different. So in one instance, actually, go ahead. You were about to say, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, that whole thing goes on for like 2 or 3 seasons of just them jumping from world to world, and you know, in one of the episodes, they get to a world that looks remarkably like their own world. Like everything else is like completely normal. They're like everyone would be convinced that this is it, but they only have like a very small window of time to make that call, like whether or not this is it, because the way the device works that they jump to dimensions, they never know how much time they can spend on another world before the like gate closes. So they have to sort of, you know, it's like they always have to. And
That was fantastic. They have to spend a certain amount of time in the new world, and they have to get out by a certain time. So you have the conflict built right in.
Yeah, exactly. They have to get in and get out, and they never know how long they'll be there or how long they can stay or whatever. So anyway, they jump to this world, and they have to make a call like, real quick, and then like he has to make this call, and then he talks to, or he does this thing. The main character, do you remember his name? Quinn has to make this this distinction where how he's gonna decide whether they stay or go, and then
speaking of jumping from world to world, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'll be back.
He's gonna go jerk it.
You just finish the sliders. Finish the thing. I'll be right back.
Okay. So he goes. Basically, what he does is the gate in his home world, in his front lawn, it always had a squeak, and then when he presses the gate or whatever, it doesn't squeak, so he's like, oh shit, this isn't it, so we gotta go. So he just jumps in the rift, all of them jump into the portal, and they leave, right? And then like his mom comes out, and she's like, Quinn? And then she's like, man, I wish I'm so glad I got that fence oiled or something like that. And it's just like the biggest stab in the heart to every fan of the show, like this sort of like bitch.
Oh, that's soul crush. I haven't even seen it, and I'm sad. Oh my god.
Just like you just hate all the writers. But the thing about that show is, one of the interesting things is, because they can never know whether or not they get home or if they ever will again, you know, because they jump randomly, right? They jump randomly. So the thing is, since they can't know if they'll ever get home, you're always thinking to yourself, like, when do you settle? When do you just say, this is close enough? Right? It's not Fire World. It's not like Ice World. It's not Dinosaur World. It's not like Hitler took over, you know? So, like, when do you just settle down and say, like, enough is enough. I'm staying here. Fuck my original world.
I mean, Dinosaur World sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's admit. I watched
They did have a dinosaur world.
There was. I just started watching it. It's called like Dinotopia, and it's kind of like that. Like they don't explain how they got there really, but it's like late 1990s cheesy sci-fi like that, and everybody lives in harmony with dinosaurs and all that crap.
Do they ride them to work?
Yes, yes they do. And I am.
Do they offer a sarcastic commentary on stuff that's going on around?
It beats walking. You think your legs are killing me? I wish. Have you ever seen that that theory that the Flintstones and the Jetsons take place at the same time? And that's like some dystopian like future thing where like the Jetsons are like super rich and like the Flintstones are like the super poor.
Oh,
but
wow.
it explains how like the Flintstones know about like cars, and they have like cars and phones and you know all that stuff that they like garbage disposals and shower. It, like explains why they have that.
Wow.
But like they're like so poor and like you know, and that's why the Jetsons.
What the hell was that?
It's a goddamn theory, and I believe in it.
God, that's so weird. But but that wouldn't work though. Not if you follow the canon of the Jetsons Flintstones crossover, because they have that thing where they
Yeah,
actually
they
get
go
like
back in time.
Gazoo's time machine or whatever, and then go see them in the future, and they're like, we have to fix the time machine, guys, and all this other crap. So like that whole thing, it would work. But it's kind of funny though. I
They
like
made that crossover strictly to cancel
they're
out
like,
the
"Shut
theory.
up."
Yeah, exactly. That would
Forget
be the
your
exact
theory.
purpose.
Like, shut
No.
up, you guys are wrong. They're cavemen. They're dinosaurs.
Hanna-Barbera was really pissed. They just they're finally putting the nail in the coffin of that theory.
They'd be like, we mentioned the Jetsons took place in like 2004, by the way, or like 2001, something like it took place like a long time ago.
Oh wait, did they
15
state the
years.
year?
Yeah, like in like a couple episodes, like they state that it takes place in like 2001 or something like that.
Oh,
It's probably on the internet.
God, when did that show
Yeah.
come out?
What
What was that, like
Oh.
1960?
It had to be like the
or something?
60s. Because we all thought we had floating cars and crap like that.
Yeah, when did
Hold on,
Flying
wait. Nathan,
Hey,
I just went to your room and found your diploma. And by the way, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I was in there, but you graduated at the top of your class?
wait. Was the rat man in my room? Did you see that son? That son of a bitch still owes me $50.
You still owe me $50.
Yeah, and as soon as that rat bastard pays me, I'll pay you.
How did you graduate top of your class? You can't even tell me how the engines work.
It's easy. Elven magic?
No.
Are we sure though? Elves might have a hand in how these engines work.
Kane, you're a walking computer. You of all people should know how they work.
Well, of course I know how they work. Magic?
Druid magic and a touch of unicorn wishes.
Oh, right, because it's a G-class ship. My bad.
Guys, none of that makes any sense. Nathan, if you're one of the best pilots to ever come out of the academy, how did you end up on the Drake?
I mean, druid magic is pretty strong, though. I'm a little surprised the ship needs that and unicorn wishes to run.
Dude, I love druids. They turn into like werewolves and werebears and stuff like that, and they summon crows and shit like that. Like in
Stop trying to change the subject. I want you to answer this question.
and in Diablo 2 you could be like a druid, and that was always fun. Like I'd always pick a werewolf and just run around really fast, and I'd summon up more wolves. I just had a shit ton
damn
of
it.
wolves.
I love Diablo.
Was
2.
it druid?
Yeah.
A playable class?
Yeah, in the expansion in Diablo 2.
I
yeah.
only remember the assassin and...
Yeah, the
maybe
assassin.
I
Well,
was a druid.
I
never
just
played
remember
him.
the girls.
Yeah, you know, the
with
hot
not
one.
a lot of armor.
Yeah.
The
The scantily
sorceress.
clad, but they had the highest armor rating.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Because, you know, apparently they're like magnets, so the arrows would just go straight
Yeah,
to that piece
the
of
swords
armor.
That's just how
go over
girls
there.
work. I think if they actually wore full plate mail, they'd be less armored.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I always just like played the necromancer or the assassin.
Necromancer is my shit, man.
Sometimes the pally.
Yeah, I did. My main guy was always the necromancer, and I'd always summon. I would just
Yeah,
summon
just
Yeah.
50 skeletons
just
all
like
the time.
Tell me, what do you think about the Iron Golem? Because I played Necromancer too. I felt like it was kind of rip off.
I hate because it was only as good as like the weapon you used, And like you never wanted to use like a great weapon because then it was gone.
Because then you couldn't keep the go. Like in between levels, sometimes you'd lose.
Yeah, he would just like he would disappear, and you're just like, well, there goes a rare weapon. And like you'd use like a
sad item,
a broken dagger or something, like a cracked dagger that is like 2 damage. You're like, well, I guess I'll just use that.
And you didn't know how the stats were calculated for like. Did it get more health based on the durability, more damage based on its damage? Like, if it had like on hit or like magical effects, did those apply?
That's the kind of thing you think they would have explained in the tooltip for like, nah.
They're like, nah, just, use your best weapon, man. It'll tell
yeah, fucking use the weapon you're using.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Hover over the iron golem. It says, yeah, just fucking use a weapon.
I don't know, man. I don't really fucking care. Just do whatever you want.
But what weapon is best? Just any
just
of
use
them.
your weapon, man.
I'm pretty sure Diablo laughs at you if you use your actual current weapon.
I always did the blood golem because like I always had a
liked the blood
shit ton of
golem.
health when I was in Necrom because that's where I just put all like
I never played him. It costs health to use it, or something. What is it?
like
I think it.
and then it like shares your health.
Yeah, I think
shares
like
health,
if it does damage, it heals you. But then like if it takes damage, it hurts you.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's something like that. But like whenever I played and like you could assign the stat points, like I would just like have enough like strength and dexterity to like wear my armor. And like I never really had a lot of mana because you just need enough to make all your skeletons. So then I just have like a shit ton of extra points that I just always throw into health. So then I just always have a shit ton of health.
So what was the final one? There was like 3 or 4 golems, right? It's like mud golem.
Yeah, it was fire.
Fire golem was that. I never used the fire one. I don't think.
It seemed like it was just. I mean, because you know how that game kind of like it was like a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Like the ones that were at the top were just better than the ones at the bottom.
Yeah,
It wasn't like a rock paper scissors.
Right. That's one other thing that really bugged me about that game.
Yeah, the last level spells were always way stronger.
Yep.
Like even like a maxed out first level spell.
Even though if it was like a water golem was below a fire golem, the
Like,
fire
no
golem
fire.
would still be better.
Fire evaporates water.
Obviously.
Now you don't have a golem.
There was a lot of things that bugged me about that game. So playing Sorceress, it was my first class was Sorceress, and I learned pretty quickly that if you don't build her properly, at least in my case, I could not get past Duriel. I literally had to restart the game because there was nowhere for me to like go train or anything. I just
Yeah. Well, that was like the worst part with Diablo 2. Like you could put your stats wherever you wanted, but like if you like didn't put it just right, like you were kind of fucked.
Yeah, especially for like PvP or something.
Yeah.
People would just run Sorceress and then get
that
Orb of
stupid
Frost.
the orb, that gold ball that just spun frost everywhere. Yeah,
God, it was
just
so
run
annoying.
around them. I hated it.
Yeah. So that was like
Were you guys saying that thing was good or not good?
it was super good in PvP.
Oh, yeah.
Because that thing always. I
mean,
don't
it was a
know.
super
wreck
OP
me.
spell.
Because they would just run.
Yeah, they would just run.
Shoot that out and run, and you
Even,
chase
like,
her.
In the spell, yeah, like even in the story, like she would just run through the whole like dungeons and just kill everything.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay.
Pretty
And
annoying.
I hated it because like the frozen enemies would always turn into water, so I couldn't summon shit. Like they would explode.
That's
or
right.
whatever,
Yeah,
and then I was
God,
like,
yeah, I remember that.
Why am I with you?
Yeah.
This is the worst combination ever.
This is terrible.
Should really be with like a barbarian.
Yeah,
like cleaving
you
people
really
in half.
gotta like carefully plan out your group, you know.
Speaking of barbarians, here's something that always threw me. So you're up against the Lord of Terror, one of the prime evils, essentially the devil. His name is Diablo, right?
Yeah.
And his
Diablo.
minion. And his minion. Yeah, I don't know why it's Spanish. They really.
Only Spanish.
Nothing about that game is
Nobody
Spanish.
else is Spanish. Just him.
Is
that like a statement?
He has like a.
Like when you first encounter him, is like sleeping against a cactus with some.
Yeah.
Like,
they really should give him a sombrero, I think.
What did you want, Anthony?
The sin that-
Run part of town, man.
The sin that he represents as laziness.
He doesn't speak Spanish. He just speaks English with a Mexican accent. Which of course is the devil to most people. But no, what I was gonna say was you're up against like evil itself, and these are the spawns of evil, like the minions that you fight throughout the game, right?
Correct.
But the barbarian creates something out of their corpses that's so scary. The Grim Totem.
That totem.
He has a skill where he
I
creates.
forgot about that.
He creates like a body, like a bag of bones or whatever, like on a stake, like an effigy that actually scares demons away.
That must be the single most like.
I didn't know if that was like plot breaking for me, like it took me out of it, or if I was just like incredibly impressed. Like, what could you possibly have done with this?
Just imagine, like you're like, oh man, we're gonna fight the devil, and then like your barbarian friend's like, don't worry guys, I got this shit. And you're like, what is he doing with that? Oh my Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
No, please stop,
Yeah.
no! Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting with you.
Yeah, if a person saw it, would they just start vomiting, or what's the thing?
The devil's like, oh my god, like I'm the devil.
I'm the devil, but that's disgusting.
fucked up. Dude, just take the items, man. I'll go away. Don't make any more of this stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Take the souls down. God.
Take the souls.
No, but like I said, I mean, that wasn't like the big thing. The big thing for me was that I was always into like the story and like,
Yeah.
you know, like the lore, and it was like a Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 was like a vastly different game as far as like atmosphere and the story involvement and stuff. People were just running through Diablo 2. You can't really do that in Diablo 1 for like literally, but also I don't know. I felt like it was more immersive and more like horror.
I never actually played the first one.
Oh, okay.
I played the second and the third one. But like I know what you mean. Like they don't explain like any of the story or anything like that behind it in the second one. They're just like, oh hey, the devil's back. You gotta go kill him. And then you guys just like, oh, okay.
I think they did a good job with the story, but the thing is, I think kind of where Isaac's going with this is that like in the first one, the story is kind of like you're kind of like almost forced to like encounter it and understand it, like to solve the missions and stuff. Like it's kind of somewhat necessary to know what's going on, but like in Diablo, it's like they're like, oh, and by the way, like everything is like delivered through Cain almost. Like, hey, do you want to sit down on the stoop and listen to my tale? And it's like,
down.
no, I don't.
Shut up! I just want to transmute stuff in this cube.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give me the goddamn cube so I can make runes.
Yeah, and you're scared in Diablo 1. You were like honestly scared. One of my biggest moments, I love Diablo 2. One of the biggest moments in gaming to me, Kane, you probably agree with me on this, is when you meet the Butcher. Like, shit gets real when you meet the Butcher in Diablo 1. Because you were scared to begin with. Like, you're coming down, slowly through this cavern. It's all dark and you're fighting skeletons. Yeah. You don't know, like, what you're capable of. And you're kind of just, like, picking up shit as you go and trying to, like, not die.
Hey, look, here's a bow.
Yeah. Oh, wow, a bow. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm going to be an archer now. Oh, wait, a two-handed sword.
Yeah, and like, you can miss with the bow, and like, things can fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And then the Butcher, and it's like, shit just went up 10 notches. This guy, I think he was like, I'm guessing he was programmed to be broken, but like, not only was he terrifying, like, you open a door, just a fucking random door. It doesn't say like, here's the Butcher, or
yeah,
get ready for a boss fight or anything.
Probably the best thing about it is because like so many video games, they telegraph the boss fights.
Yes. Oh, here's the save point. You know what's next.
Save
down
point.
the door.
Here's 5 treasure chests filled
That's
with
funny.
health potions.
That's funny. But did you play the new one in Diablo 3, right?
Yes.
So they brought it back?
Yes.
Is that basically just Diablo 1?
Yeah.
Is it the
Okay,
same
Yeah,
picture?
very
That's
close.
the only way
They did a thing once where they had like a Diablo 1 like anniversary thing where in Diablo 3 they created essentially Diablo 1. Like they brought the resolution down and
Yeah.
stuff. It was really well
You
done.
click the portal and the resolution just drops. And I didn't play the first one, so I didn't know if that was like the whole game. But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
So now, technically, because I've done that, I guess I have played Diablo 1 inside Diablo 3.
A little bit. Of course, it is taking away all the story because everyone's dead in town when you start. But
True, yeah. But yeah, so like, I was playing that, and I'm going through, I get down to like level 4 or something. I'm just like, oh, alright, more skeletons. I click a door, and all of a sudden the Butcher just fucking bum rushes me. I'm like, oh, hey, that's a boss.
Yeah. But you killed him, right?
Yeah.
You would no fucking way would you have killed him the first time you played Diablo 1.
Probably not.
First off, okay, you open this door, right? And then there's just people hanging from the ceiling and the walls and shit.
yeah.
Like, he's the Butcher. Yeah, there's just
is
gore and massacre everywhere. And then he, like, loud as shit goes, oh, fresh meat or whatever. As soon as you open the goddamn door, terrifying, right?
Oh my god.
And remember, you cannot run in this game. You do this weird little,
you
like,
just, like,
saunter thing. Not like Diablo 2. That was a definite improvement. But you're just, like, kind of, like, walking away from him. And if he hits you, he pulls you back for some reason.
Oh god.
So basically, once he gets to you, you're just done.
Yeah,
it was so dumb.
Murdered.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So people had like strategies to kill him. Now it's not as much of a thing now, but like back then, you would have to get some sort of ranged weapon like a bow, and then find a room where you could close the door because you couldn't open doors, and you would just shoot out like a window or grate and hit him, and it took forever to kill him because there was like no damage. But that's how ridiculous this boss was.
Yeah.
And you're never really afraid in Diablo 2, except in Kurast, with the stupid fire spinning things. Those guys are ridiculous. The stupid midgets.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, man. When I had to fight Daryl as a necromancer, that's a exercise.
Daryl's pretty close.
Yeah.
He just has that like perma stun. He just keeps hitting you with that thing.
Yeah.
Every time you use claws.
I hated it. I was like, let me run away. I can't do anything.
No, that's honestly
that frost aura, so you can't run from him.
Daryl is like as close as you can get in D2 to the butcher.
It's worse. It's like hell.
The butcher's worse for sure.
It's hell, which I guess is fitting for Diablo.
I see what you did there.
But about like the story, like I mean, I gotta hunt down Diablo 1 somewhere on the internets. Maybe play that.
You have
But, like-
Diablo 3, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, like I could find it in there.
Probably. You could.
Doesn't have the story though.
Oh, well, that's what I play it for. But like, yeah, like Diablo 2 never like they had like the characters you like talk to, and they kind of like explain like a little bit about it. They're like, oh well, this person's like a corrupted priest or whatever. But the third one, I felt like kind of like explored the world a whole lot better than ever. Like, because like what I found out is it doesn't take place on Earth. Like it takes place on Sanctuary. Yeah. Like they say Sanctuary a couple times in the second one, but I just thought like they were just talking about like a literal sanctuary. But it's like a whole thing. I don't know. They just explained the lore and like the whole world a whole lot better, and like it was cooler. And they had
always those little tidbits.
Yeah, those little journal things.
Yeah, you can just like click something, a journal pops out, and it tells you about it.
Oh, I love those.
And that's why I think you're getting to my point in another way, which was like, you enjoyed the game, and Diablo 2 is a great dungeon crawler. It set the stage for basically every other everything after it, but you didn't know the name of the world was Sanctuary until you were playing Diablo 3. So I feel like that like you loved the game, and it still did not. The story didn't come through to you at all. So
even a little.
I mean, I haven't played Diablo 2 in a hot minute, but if I remember anything, it's like there's a short little opening cinematic, and then it throws you into the middle of town. You could talk to people like, fuck off. And then you
Pretty
find,
much, yeah. Like
then
no
you
one
find the one guy who's like, hey, see that cave? Yeah, just go fucking clear it out.
Yeah,
You're
like
oh,
no one, like,
okay,
like, yeah,
guess
you
I'll
watch
go
the
do that.
movie that doesn't explain anything. Like you're like, oh, look at that, that's a cool movie.
Yep.
And then like you try to talk to anybody, and they're like, I'm the merchant here.
Yeah.
I'm the blacksmith. I don't like you. And then they're like, yeah, go clear out a dungeon.
Something that actually bothered me about that was like there were some interesting characters in Diablo 2, but there was no story involving them.
Yeah. Right,
Like God, what was his name? Ormus? What the fuck was his deal?
Which one was it?
In Kuros, the one who like, manages the orb or whatever.
Yeah, he's
I think he
like running the town, I think.
Yeah, he like referred to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
Ormus, what the hell was his deal? I wanted to know more about Ormus, the assassin who
Oh my
came
god,
in the
assassin,
expansion.
yeah.
Yeah.
She just disappears after you do a certain quest.
Yeah.
Nothing else with her story. It was like, what the fuck are you doing to me, Blizzard?
Yeah,
Like-
that's another thing too, because like, and it happens like right around the same time that like Kuras is supposed to be like getting lost to the jungle or whatever.
Yeah.
So then like all this shit starts like going down or whatever. Kuras is like getting more in like disrepair, or the situation becomes like more dire there, and then like the assassin who was there is just now gone.
Yeah.
And you're just like, where the hell did she go? Like, you know, now you're not wondering if she got kidnapped, if she got like drafted, if she's like on a mission. And I thought she was badass, so it's like I want her on my team.
Yeah, I was like, she's
Like-
gonna be my follower.
Just like the Frost Wolves, which by the way I think are like the best mercenary in any Diablo thing.
Which ones were they?
They're the mage people. They look like the sorcerer from Diablo 1. They have armor and they shoot spells.
Yeah,
I
because
I used the guys from Luke Golene,
The stabby guys, they're pretty good
guys.
too. But the barbarian, I think, is actually the best, right?
I think so.
From
Yeah.
Moragath?
Barbarian. Yeah. I don't think I played that. But yeah, I really love the Frostwolf people just because they have you can customize like
Yeah.
what spell they use,
Yeah.
and like I really loved using like the frost magic because it was so OP. Every time it would hit,
Yeah,
like
they would
they
just
would
be
just
frozen.
and die like instantly. So I was just like, it's clearly the best. Why would you not take that?
But like they never explained anything in the game because like I think it was in Kuros where they're talking about the Zekarum Knights. They're like, they're all corrupted and this dilapidated temple, and I was like, well, why? Why are they all
Exactly. There's no actual build up. Like, I mean, they build They build it up and they kind of give you like the outside of it, so you can like fill in the blanks yourself. I guess. Like,
I don't know why. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, all the knights are either like corrupted or dead or they ran off to another thing, and like you explore like this broken giant, apparently once great like citadel, and they're just like,
Kill it.
Shit happens,
Kill
man.
things. Go in there. Kill them up.
Got real.
Kill the bad things. I was like, but why are they bad?
Yeah.
Like, it just
It feels like someone wrote like an extensive lore for the game,
Yeah.
and then they just like they made the game as if they were assuming everyone had read the fanfic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you all know about the Zakarum Knights. It's cool.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Blizzard does that with all their games. Like the most lore you can get out of a game is in World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft
And
is
that's just because
you're like
go around
actively
and,
playing through.
Yeah,
it.
you're actively playing through it. But like all their other games, Overwatch, literally play Overwatch. All you could do is play games, shoot people. But every
Yeah.
character has a backstory that involves other characters. There's a whole fucking
That's neat.
thing of lore.
Yeah.
You'll never get it.
I was into that. I haven't actually like explored it, but I was into.
I mean, they explain StarCraft.
I was about to say StarCraft is
StarCraft.
pretty detailed,
That's one of my favorite stories. Like,
and
in
Warcraft was for a while, like
Yeah.
the strategy Warcraft. I mean,
Yeah.
so the Warcraft had a real universe there.
But like, I did. I like StarCraft.
But Lost Vikings, get out of here. There's like no development on
It's
that.
just- That's just like Blizzard's thing is to make lore for a game in entire universes, but never explain it in the game.
Yeah.
It's just like, I assume
It's a
you
good
guys do,
business
right?
strategy. They're like, hey, you like this game? Buy the book.
Yeah.
See the movie.
I'm like, that's stupid. As I check Amazon for the lore books, I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to buy
No,
it.
that straight up happened to me. I don't remember who had somebody I knew had a Warcraft book, and I was like, this is stupid. So I started reading it, and I was like getting really into it. I was like, oh no, the dragon flight. You know, it's like,
I did
You're
that
like,
with
you idiot! I can't believe you wasted money on this.
What the hell's the name of the trilogy?
Warcraft 1, 2, and 3.
Star Wars,
No, the books though.
Smokey and the
Harry
Bandit.
Potter,
Yes, that was it. Harry Potter.
the trilogy.
Yeah.
Totally recognize the
Covered
first
across
three.
7 books.
The first 3 are the only ones that exist in my universe.
No, but there was 3 Warcraft books that went back in time and told the story of like Illidan, Malfurion, and
I don't know.
Tyrande. And I bought them on Google because I was like, I'm gonna read these because I want to know.
Yeah.
Because they don't cover that in the game.
Gotta know the shit. Well, that's like, speaking about like universes. I don't know what more than one universe is.
Cosmos.
I should
Triniverse.
Triniverse.
Multiverses.
Multiverses.
Right?
Anyway, speaking
Multiverse.
about more than one universe, and well-developed
Plural.
ones,
Universi.
Universi. Elder Scrolls' universe is kind of like that. Like they have a wiki page that goes back like hundreds of thousands of years, like explaining like kings and battles and like continents that are never like mentioned in the game, and like I get lost on that website for hours. Like I'm like, I gotta figure out what happened in the first era battles. It has nothing to do with Skyrim or Oblivion or anything, but I have to figure it out. I'm like, oh, well, that explains why the king ascended in the third era at 15 AC or whatever their years are called.
Yeah. Did you play Dragon Age?
No.
They do that in that too, where they like hint at. So that's what we're getting to, right?
Yeah.
Is that they like hint at a story that you want. You're like, you did a really good job whetting my appetite for this fucking clearly amazing story. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, no.
That's it. That's the story. Just fill in the blanks for yourself. What?
No, please tell me more about this land. They're like, read a couple of the books.
Yeah. It would be like showing you like Lord of the Rings, the first one. Fellowship, and then there's nothing else. There's no other fiction about the universe. It's not about like what? There's so much there. You just left it at one book.
So, did they get the king the ring there? What about the wizards? Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, your mind can do it. It's whatever. It would seem really cool, right?
Yeah, you like that, right? This is so cool.
Now on to the next thing.
Listen, it's not about the end. It's the journey that matters. Like, but we didn't get to the end.
We barely started the journey. We like just left.
You started me in the middle, showed me one cool story, and then I had to be kicked out forcefully. That's how all of this feels.
They're like, yep. Glad you enjoyed the book. I don't know.
They actually do something a lot of there's a similar thing basically in what's that movie called Cloverfield. Yeah, in Cloverfield they do weird shit like that where it's like most people, if you're just like a surface level fan of the movie Cloverfield, you really don't know what's going on outside of just the
alien.
You know, like look, you know, like my girlfriend, city New York's attacked by zombies or whatever, giant monster. But like that whole thing has like an explanation. Like
Really?
Yeah, there's like a whole thing, and it ties like the different J.J. Abrams movies together. But like, in order to know about it, you had to have like read a book and then went on a website and then participated in this ARG thing in order to like seriously. And it spans for like a couple weeks before, or a month before the movie came out, like the actual Cloverfield movie.
Oh my.
So like the only way to know that story is to have participated in this ARG in
that's
order to
just
get the
too
movie.
much.
It's like super weird. I'm like, who has time for this?
Yeah, like
And they had like
doing
they had like fake MySpaces or
fake MySpace pages
for
fake
characters that were in
video
the game.
Characters, yeah, and then
mean,
fake
that's pretty cool.
websites,
Yeah.
and then the website updates. Have you guys seen Westworld? Because there's a parallel there.
No,
I have not.
I seen
No.
the movie from
Started
the
it,
70s.
didn't finish it.
I didn't see the new
Wow, you
series.
saw the movie from the 70s?
Yeah.
I also
Like,
saw
that's
the movie
not-
from the 70s.
I seen it once, like at the very end. I was like, this is a weird, because it was a cheesy sci-fi movie. It was so terrible, and I was like, oh my god, this is cool. And then I watched it again, and then like Westworld on whatever it is,
HBO.
Showtime or HBO or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I
I was like, that
actually-
movie's like came out in the like a while ago. Why is it? Why are they putting it on the TV?
I actually started watching the new
TV.
show.
Space TV.
Went back and watched the one from the 70s.
I was actually going to clarify which 70s you guys meant.
Oh yeah, the 1970s.
Oh, okay.
1970s.
All right.
A few centuries ago.
Yeah, it came out in like the 1970s, and they put it on Space HBO, 2016 or something. And it's just like, why? And then I realized it was like a new series.
Yeah. But anyway, basically what it was is they have something like that in Westworld. It's where,
Send
you know, if you
to-
like follow the website and stuff, then you can like get all the hidden shit. Anyway.
But see, that's just too much. Like the band, the Gorillaz, did that for a while. I love that band, but like, I guess like they have like all their music videos are all telling like a continuous story or something like that, you know, or they're all related.
All long story.
Yeah, and like if you were to like go on the website and like click around on like secret things on the website, you could like learn backstories for like what everything's like, what they're doing and how everything's happening. That's just I like feel good.
That's their like tie into their weird anime characters that are like them, right?
Yeah, because
Wait,
it's all
the band
the
is supposed to be the characters.
Yeah.
So they have this whole backstory.
They performed live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
How
think
did they
use,
do that?
Like
They
puppets
have
or
screens or something?
holograms or something, right?
They had no, I think they just used like a big screen that projected them,
So-
but they kind of like put the screen in front of an actual band.
Oh, okay. So they used to play behind the screens. I see. Yeah, that's pretty primitive to us now. I mean, you
Yeah.
just
Yeah, just
Yeah,
use an actual hologram, but
Yeah, it's so much easier.
yeah,
but you know, 2000, you know, whenever they did that was a different time.
yeah.
Or cavemen.
Back
Sad.
then,
Sad is what it is.
Yeah.
Back then, the only hologram they had was Tupac.
They also did
Too
the one
soon
for
still.
Will I Am
Yeah.
in one
Oh,
of
did
the
they?
presidential elections.
Oh yeah, President Will I Am.
President Will I Am. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, should in a good year. Good 4 years from him.
Oh,
Rip
yeah.
in peace,
2320.
President Harambe.
Yeah, President.
Of course, that was a clone, but
finally got
course.
elected.
I don't know why I brought that up. I just think about him every time.
Yeah, my dick's always up.
Good presidents.
Dick's always out for Harambe.
Yeah.
That is an act of love.
That's exactly right.
That was
That's
from his
exactly
inaugural
right.
speech. I remember that.
Yeah, that's right. They cloned Harambe and they taught him how to speak.
They didn't have to teach him how to love. He already knew that.
He tried to save that boy's life and then got shot for it. The ultimate sacrifice.
There are demons in here, child. Back off.
Save you.
Child, you've fallen into my pit. Let me help you get out by showing you the door. Drags him through the water. Here, splash some water on your face to wake you up.
Gotta wake up. Gotta wake. Drowning his head in the water. This is how you humans baptize, right?
Yeah. You seem like you have poor parents. You are not properly washed.
Yeah. Let me wash you real quick.
All the humans standing above were like, that gorilla's harming him.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
swear.
humans, you don't understand.
Please, refrain yourselves.
Look, he's fine. He's shaking him. He's like, look how fine he is.
He wouldn't be able to withstand this if he wasn't healthy.
Bang! Why did you shoot me? I'm only trying to help.
Tragedy plus
Rip.
time equals comedy.
right.
Right?
We've had a lot of time.
Yeah. Thousands of years, and now it's hilarious. Which is good, because I have some 9/11 jokes I've been waiting to crack out.
Oh, yeah.
I would very much like to hear those.
No, let's talk about more video games.
Oh, okay.
What were we talking about?
I have no idea.
Oh, I'm way behind because like Resident Evil like 45 is out or something like
Yeah.
that. But I started playing Resident Evil 7, and the thing with the bosses, like you mentioned, I got to like the first boss on the game, and it's like, yeah, go up these stairs. Oh, by the way, there's some health and a gun and ammo.
Yeah.
And ammo.
Yep.
And ammo. I'm like, oh, I guess I know what's about to happen.
Yes, exactly.
There's like 5 loot crates of just health potions and ammo. And
Yeah. By the way, there's a save point for you.
save
Oh,
points
well.
like new armor and weapons.
And obviously there's a good reason that developers do that, but it also sucks for people who play a lot of video games. I mean, somebody who doesn't play video games is probably like, ooh, ammo, a save point. Must be my birthday.
Yeah.
But we're like, as veterans, we're like, oh god.
Yeah. Here we go.
Take a hit of Jack B or Jim Beam and like, let's do this. Yeah.
Well, you know what game surprisingly I don't think did it. I didn't play it a lot. Was Dark Souls. If you played Dark Souls,
I never played it. Isn't that the game that's like impossible? Or
yeah,
whatever?
really
Yeah.
hard. And
Yeah.
I think that's why, because you could be running around with your little sword and you're like, look, I killed a skeleton. And then you turn around and there's a boss just there and he one-shots you and you're like, well, I'm dead.
Fuck this game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
And
gonna
that's
just
like the only game
give
that
up on
doesn't
life
prepare
real
you for
quick.
bosses. I had it happen on one of the bosses. Like you turn down this bridge, and there's just a dragon at the end. He just fucking blows fire down the bridge. You're like, well,
That's goddamn
guess
ridiculous.
I'm done. The bosses in that game just show up. You don't get a warning.
Well, that's kind of like dragon fights at Skyrim. Like you're
Yeah.
just kind of like
Dragon
because
fights
like
just show
after
up.
like you kind of like beat the game and you're like already level 60 and you're just kind of like not really doing much in the game. Like I like run around with like normal clothes on and like a dagger, just being like a farmer, and like I'll like run from town to town and then like an elder dragon, like 5 of them show up in the sky, and I just die immediately.
What are they like hunting you? Like they're just like, oh,
No,
there's
they-
some human there. Let me go
Dragons
take
are
a
just
bite.
assholes.
Yeah, they're
like-
just they're like randomly generated, and like
Yeah.
if they see you, they're gonna eat you.
yeah. So they're like hunters.
And
There
I'm
is,
always
like-
just kind of just like wandering around, having a great time, picking up flowers and shit.
Yeah. And there's a point in that game where you just get good. Because, like, when I first played that game, the first dragon encounter, I was like, oh my god, this is a dragon. This is going to be the hardest fight of my life. And 20 levels later, I'm like, is that a dragon? Come here, you little bitch.
Yeah,
And
there's
I
like,
start hunting them.
Yeah,
I'm
there's like a
looking
time
for
where you're
them.
like terrified, and then like you're like become like eager to fight them, and then like at a certain point you're just like annoyed because like their
Yeah,
bones
'cause
and shit like
dragons
that
are
weigh so
showing-
much.
Yeah.
So, like,
You got
son
6
of a
bones, you're like, I
bitch.
can't walk.
Yeah. They weigh like 10 pounds each or whatever, so you're like, son of a bitch, if I kill him, and then I gotta drop all this other stuff I have. It becomes a pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
It's just ridiculous.
That kind of reminds me of Fallout. Like towards the end of the game, you start to come across these creatures called like death claws, and they're like super OP. Like there's pretty much no point where you're ever like strong enough to actually just fight it. Like, oh, I think I'm gonna go hunt some death claws, unless you have like an OP weapon, just like some weapon that just like insta kills them or something, which I never found.
Yeah.
But like, it's just they're incredibly terrifying, and you always think like, oh, I'm every time you think you're so much of a badass that like I'm just gonna go hunt them just for sport, it's just like bad move.
It's like we'll
Wrong
equalize
move.
you.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up actually because it's related to both things. In Fallout, though, you actually do get relatively to everything else stronger, right? So at some points you're like, oh, super mutant, whatever, and you just like, cap them. But in Skyrim, doesn't everything get stronger as you get stronger?
Yeah, like it all progressively gets stronger. Like I mean,
That's
they still
what
have
terrified
like the little grunts that you can kill, but like after a while, like the bandits become like super bandit, like wearing like better armor than you have.
Yamcha.
Yeah, they become Yamcha.
Yeah. Super bandit, right? I was to make
Yeah.
bring it full circle.
Yeah, go full circle here.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like
Yamcha was a badass in Dragon Ball. Let's admit that. And he's the greatest character ever.
he seemed like kind of a big bitch to me, but whatever.
Huh? No. That's Sarah's where
That's
you
why
were
he
wrong.
lost his. That's why he lost his woman to Vegeta.
Ah, low blow.
she wanted a real man. How tall is Vegeta, do you think? Because they're all Asian.
He's short.
It's like,
They're all Asian. He's
he's
short
like
to them.
5'4".
Yeah, he's like a little guy, and I think Goku's. Like,
I am the
tall,
prince
too.
of all Saiyans.
Looking up. Yeah.
But actually, Krillin is shorter than him. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because Krillin's like certified midget at like 3 foot 2.
Yeah, like Krillin stopped growing. When he
Gohan
hit
was
10.
taller than him at like 6.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like the same size on Namek.
I feel like he got taller though. Like once Krillin had hair, they started making him look less like Goofy. They're like, yeah, let's just bring him up a
Yeah,
little
he's-
bit.
Now he's just like a short guy. Now he's
He
not
started
comical.
dating Android 18 at that point, so they had to
Yeah.
kind of, you know.
He was walking a little taller that day.
Yeah.
That wasn't the only thing walking a little taller.
You guys got me pumped. I want to play some old school Dragon Ball GT on the Sony PlayStation. Who wants to play?
No, thank you.
Nope.
Noon?
No.
Noon.
Nope. Actually, I'm getting a transmission. I actually gotta go. I'm out of here. Sorry, guys.
All right, GT by myself then. I heard about this one secret where you could, if you beat the game 100 times in a row without dying, you can unlock Krillin. So I'm off to go try that out. Wish me luck, guys.
Good luck, man.
That's the prize at the end of the game.
It's weird how robots are so gullible that they'll fall for things like that.
It's so crazy that they just kind of believe any like video game secret us humans know.
But really, though, level with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it. You graduated with top honors in one of the most prestigious schools in the galaxy. I mean, are you some kind of, like, idiot savant or a genius? A prodigy of some kind? I don't... Nathan, are you listening?
What? So what? Sorry, Waterworld just came on. You want to sit here and watch it with me real quick?
No, thank you. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Are you sure?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
No? Oh, well. Okay then. Computer. Waterworld. You want to watch it, man? It's good.
Where do I puke?
Fuck you. It's a good movie.